Hello everyone, Michael Breddy here from Breddy Musical Instruments. I'm on now day 3 of the mega batch unveiling for the New England Folk Festival, happening this coming Friday through Saturday in Marlborough, Massachusetts. So if you've been following along with these videos, you'll know that for this event, I have 18 brand new pendant ocarinas, some new keys, some new sizes, a whole range of really beautiful woods. So over the course of this video, I'm going to be diving into this particular batch, looking at the woods, giving some sound samples of each ocarina, and then a bit of song demo at the end. So this batch actually consists of 4 ocarinas. These are all tuned to the key of F5. So we have ocarinas numbers 63, 64, 65, and 66. So all of these ocarinas are made from the same exact woods, all the same keys, so a very uniform batch. Really beautiful and unique selection of woods here, with a very unique tone. So this batch is officially batch number 24. All the information of these ocarinas are available on the Breddy Musical Instruments website, but we're going to be going over them one by one here in the video. So diving right in, this set is made from, I think, a bit fancier set of woods, a little bit rarer combination, a very unique set. So starting out here, we're going to look at number 63. So the first wood that sets the theme of this batch is the body wood, and it's a beautiful piece of camphor burl. I had this piece set aside for quite a while. I didn't really know what to do with it. It was a little bit thinner for my standard inline, so I never really used it for inlines. I've made some really beautiful camphor burl inline ocarinas before, but after having developed the pendant size, this piece of wood was the perfect thickness for the pendants, so I decided to set it aside for a bunch of pendants. So there's a few more pendants in subsequent batches that are made from this this really beautiful wood. Camphor burl is a very soft wood. It's a super fragrant wood, and lends itself to a really warm tone. So you have, again, starting out, the really beautiful, rich camphor burl body. Next, for the top, I have a really nice piece of reclaimed curly birch. Now, I have actually used this wood in the past, and I actually made a mistake during that video, and that was during the first video of pendant, first pendant batch that I unveiled. One of the ocarinas I said was made with reclaimed curly maple on the top. And when I got the wood, I got it from a woodworking showcase. I asked the owner of the stand, what the wood was. They told me it was maple. It didn't quite look like maple, but I kind of took their word for it. I set it aside, and working on these, I originally thought it was maple. I started working on a new custom base C4 batch with some really beautiful flame birch, and the color, the grain, and the details of that birch really matched this wood. And I knew calling it maple, it just felt off, but I took their word for it. And comparing the woods, I am much more confident that the wood is actually birch. So that wood and these woods are reclaimed birch. So you can see it has a nice bit of curl to it. Some of these pieces have actually a little bit of spalting in it, so there's a tiny bit of spalting in this piece. I think this birch matches quite nicely with the darker camphor burl body, so you have kind of that nice lighter top and the nice darker body. To complement the darker body, I actually decided to go with some curly old growth redwood for the mouthpiece. So this is considered an upgrade mouthpiece material. The redwood and the cedar have the same absorption properties, mechanical property. Well, mechanical from the sense for the wind way. They're both very soft woods that are very absorbent. They're both very moisture stable. Redwood is softer, it's more brittle, but they both function pretty much the same. Redwood is more expensive, so that ups the price a little bit, and I offer it as an upgrade. And I typically use it for more figured builds. So I figured the really deep, darker aged old growth redwood kind of pairs nicely with that darker camphor burl theme. So now to get kind of a sound sample, I'm going to go up and down the scale. So this is what number 63 sounds like. So the camphor burl again is a really soft, really light wood. The birch is also kind of on the softer side, and both of these woods together lends for a really warm tone. You have, like all the other ocarinas, you have really beautiful clarity and sweetness at the top, but definitely playing them side by side, you get a sense of um, a little bit warmer tone or a little bit brighter tone. These are bright in the sense that they're higher pitched ocarinas, but they also have noticeably more warmth to them. And they just play really, really smoothly. So all these ocarinas have, again, kind of a low breath curve from low to the top with a gently rising curve. The high end plays really sweetly, really clearly. All my ocarinas, inlines and pendants, there is a little bit more advanced technique in getting that clarity, and I've discussed this in a number of videos. But once you get that technique down, these will sing really sweetly and effortlessly for you from the low ends to the high end. Next, we have ocarina number 64. So again, another beautiful piece of the camphor burl. We have the reclaimed curly birch for the top, and this piece actually kind of has a nice bit of an inclusion there, so it kind of gives it, I think, a little bit more character. Actually, a little bit of nice, it's kind of hard to see, but there's some nice spalting patches on the side here, and then the rich curly old growth redwood mouthpiece to tie the whole thing together. So applying up and down the scale as well as some improv on this ocarina, this is what number 64 sounds like. So like the first ocarina, it just has unbelievable sweetness to it. The prior set with the purple heart and the maple burl also had just really amazing sweetness and just smoothness to the tone. That one was a little bit brighter. The harder woods gives it a little bit more brighter tone. This has the same level of smoothness. This whole set is just super, super smooth playing, just beautifully smooth playing, but has a little bit more warmth to it. That just makes it feel just so smooth to play. Next up, we have Ocarina number 65. So again, looking at the camphor burl, this one actually has a little bit of a nice knot swirl right here and a little bit more gradation in the color. So there's some dark patches on this side, some lighter patches here. So a little bit of a different look for this ocarina. For the reclaimed curly birch, again, we have that nice beautiful birch with a little bit of ripple in it. This one has a little bit of spalting here. So again, all these have just tiny patches of spalting here and there that kind of gives it a little bit of a nice touch. And then finally, we have that nice iridescent, rich, curly, old growth redwood mouthpiece. So going up and down the scale, this is what number 65 sounds like. So still very smooth, very nice playing one. I would say that the first two are a little bit more. They're all low breath, but these are a little bit higher breath on the low end. These ones are a little bit more lower breath. It's very, very, very subtle, but there's just kind of a slight nuance between uh, them in the batch. But otherwise, the breath curve and tuning is all relatively similar. Finally, we have the last ocarina of this batch. This is number 66. So again, we're going to be looking at the camphor burl body. This one kind of has, again, some interesting color gradations running through it. We have the curly reclaimed birch top. This one has a little bit of spalting on this side, and then the curly old growth redwood mouthpiece. So going up and down the scale, this is what number 66 sounds like. So that kind of wraps up the look at all these ocarinas. Again, this is a fun one. I think the wood combination is definitely a unique one, especially if you like a little bit warmer tone on the higher pitched ocarinas. I really like the redwood mouthpiece with kind of the figured woods on this. I think it gives a little bit more just rich classic touch. A little bit over. I personally prefer the redwood over the aromatic cedar, but again, functionally they're equivalent. It just aesthetically, I really love that really rich, nice color of the redwood, especially as it pairs with the camphor burl in this case. So now I'm going to give just another improv session on one of these ocarinas. So you can hear a little bit more of it before we wrap things up for this video. So please enjoy a little bit of improv on this batch of pendant ocarinas. So that wraps up this unveiling. This again is day 3 of the mega batch unveiling. This batch is officially batch number 24, consisting of 4 ocarinas made from a selection of camphor burl, reclaimed curly, slightly spalted birch, and curly old growth redwood. So like I mentioned in my other videos, if you see or hear an ocarina that you really like, reach out, let me know. For those of you who can't attend the upcoming show in person, I will put you on the reserve list. And if the ocarina you like doesn't sell at the show, you'll be notified immediately on a first come, first serve basis. And we can work out getting the ocarina to you from there. This set, again, is a really fun one. Nice warmth to the tone, nice sweetness to the tone, a nice set of woods. We're about halfway through the batch unveilings now, so I still got a whole bunch more ocarinas. This is actually the last set of this size. So this is my original size of pendants, like the very first batch that I unveiled about a month or 2 ago. So the next sizes coming up are going to be a brand new size that we've not seen before from Ready Musical Instruments. So there's lots of information on all these ocarinas on the website, on the Facebook and Instagram pages, and so a lot more videos to come for the countdown for the showcase. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.